Dog, we're live again, and I know you do not recognize where I am. So first, hello, Mr. Ed here on a beautiful, today is March 30th, 2023 evening. And you guys, you just ain't gonna believe where I am today because yeah, you just wouldn't guess. So let me flip around the computer. Maybe y'all can get a gander at where I'm sitting right here. All right, there's the house that we're staying in right now. But look at this view. Oh my goodness. We are in Toledo Bend, which is it's it's just a fishing destination. And I'm here this evening. Hey, Spate, thank you for coming in. Paul, how are you? Emmanuel, Linda, wow, we lots of people already here. Yeah, so Wildwood, hello, Susie. Oh my Taylor boys. Oh, great. Good y'all dropped in. Going fishing. Yeah, we are fishing. We are fishing. Once a year, uh, a bunch of us retired post. Hey Terry, um, see Laborde. Hey Wild Bill. Um, Doug. Hey Doug. Oh, thanks, Doug. Um, hey, Brian. Golly, where'd everybody come from all of a sudden? Beverly, hello. Beautiful view. Yeah. Oh, so like I said, we're Yappy B, man, get out of town. Yappy, you need to be at, you probably are at work right now. Hey, Jonathan, hello. Vexy Vex. Hey, Vexy. Heather Lewis. Hey, Mr. Ed from Melbourne. Golly, what time is it in Melbourne right now, Heather? What time is it? Um, so what I'm trying I'm trying to look at this stuff and try to make a sentence. Uh, John Hatch, yeah, yeah, you. I figured you were working, Yappy. That's why you had time to watch what I'm doing. But it's like this is once a year. Sundowner, whoop whoop. Hey, dude, yeah, yeah, we got us a live one going. Mike Haney, hello from Crippled Up Creek Bee Yard in North Timber County, Kentucky. Hey, thanks for joining us, Mike. Thank you so much. Hansberry honeybees. Man, so glad y'all are here. Oh no, Erwin Morant. He's he's here. He's one of the guys I'm actually here with here at Toledo Bend. And we're Kenneth. Hey, Kenneth. Um, from Anton. Hey, Anton from Melbourne. Wow, we Steve. Hey, Steve. Great to see you again. Two listeners. Hello. Cajun Homestead. Hello. Wild Bill. We are in the middle of the mesquite flower. The bees are busy. Man, I wish our bees were busy. Allie. Hi, Mr. Ed from Hudson Valley, New York. Hey, Allie. Brian. Finally getting some tallow blooms. Golly, I wish we were. Alistair from Trinidad and Tobago. Wow, we man. Jay Hewlin from Willis Day. Jay, I went and saw Jay when we were out when I went and saw Mona one time. Hey, great to see you, man. And I hope that it's the 17th. I'll be speaking in Conroe again. So you gotta maybe I'll get to see you again. How long before my swarm will start laying? It depends on of course if you have an old queen or a newly mated queen. But if you have an old queen, I mean, she'll start laying. I mean, within as soon as they get comb in there, she's going to start laying. And uh, I've actually the video that I'm posting this Friday. It actually shows that how quick an old queen can start laying. Mark Mann from Western Oklahoma. All right, great, great. Make look, you're gonna have to make sure you're gonna bring. I know you ain't gonna bring your whole family because that must be about 50 people, right? But make sure you come up to me because I want to like to see you again. Brian, love your videos from Pocatello, Indiana. That's a new one. William Smith here watching from Kentucky. Bug Farmer Steve, hey man, great to have you. Oh man, yeah, that's the question, Steve. Are we gonna have a harvest? I guess I could talk about that, but I really want to talk about more. what we're doing here. Sam Terry, hey, from Mississippi. What part of Mississippi, Sam? Or the striped bass biting. We caught one hybrid bass today, but it was crappy on today. Golly, we caught in about an hour and a half. We caught 92 of them, and we had some slabs. I mean, some beautiful 90 pounds off of three highs. Oh my goodness, black locust and poplar. Wow, congratulations, Andy. Spate 68 from Brewer, Maine. Great. Tupelo, Sam. All right. And I know I got a letter from somebody from Tupelo. I don't know if that was you, Sam, or not. Deus Provera from Brazil. Oh, man. Thanks so much for stopping in with the Dirt Rooster, too. Idaho, not, oh, Idaho. Gee whiz. Yeah, see, when I go live, there's no editing. So, I make a lot of mistakes. Indiana. If the rain stops, we should have a good honey harvest. I hope so too. Hope for you. Oh, it's Eric Laborde. So that's my old fishing buddy son, Jim. Yeah, so Eric, we're up here and we are catching the crappie today. Oh man, you'd have died if you would have been here seeing how many crappie we caught. And and I don't know how to do all this stuff with my phone to show y'all the amount of fish we caught and how fast. It was like there's five of us fishing. Let's say we're all old mailmen, and I mean old. We got Erwin Morant, Mike D'Amico, Randy Smith, Julio. Everybody knows Julio. He's been on plenty of my videos. And of course, me, Mr. Ed. Winnie the Pooh, how are you? Southwest Oklahoma. So we got all these old mailmen and and we're fishing out here. And when you come up to Toledo Bend, you're fishing off of party barges, off of ours was a 27 footer. And I mean, the way they make it so easy for us because they have these big Garmins that know find right where the crappie are, and you just get your minnows, put them on, and put them out, boom, and you start reeling them in. It's like fish on, and we really are fishing good. Tennessee honey badger, hello. Oh well, that's awful nice of you to say. I don't, I don't know how I could have helped, but I'm glad that I was there for you, Mike D'Amico. What type of bird is in the background? I don't know. So if I had that Merlin app on my phone right now, I could tell you. So they're all up on the porch. In fact, let me see. Let me see if I can get the camera to show you the porch, and they're all up on the porch of the house. I don't, you see that? That's they're all up there sitting, yucking up, making fun of me up here. And I tried to get away from, but even that's not. Uh, Michael Stein. Hey, Mr. Ed from Carrier, Mississippi. All right. So we're up here fishing, and we'll be up here fishing tomorrow and Thursday as well. We come back on Friday morning. We come back, so we get 3 days. John Jay, the weather here, golly, this is like so. I'm sitting out on the pier right now, and I was kind of wondering if I would be able to come do this because of it's just all opened up. Uh, and the wind has died down, so you're not going to hear any wind. In fact, probably when I go off air, I'm going to grab the pole. I'm fishing with top water. I've caught a couple of bass right off the pier right here already. Not anything big, but it's still fish. But the and it's different kind of fish than the crappie that we caught. JB Goodman, when is the fish fry? So we had Julio grilled up. I think about eight of them, and then Irwin fried up about another 20 of them, and then we had baked potato. We didn't have our salad tonight, so we'll be eating fish probably again one other night this week. But I know tomorrow night we're having steak tomorrow. They're grilling steaks tomorrow. It's like every year we go fish. Uh, we for many years in a row we did the Arkansas adventure. We still call it the Arkansas adventure. Did we have a guide? Yes, we did have a guide. In fact, let me tell you about our guide. Our guide was awesome. And here's his card right here. In fact, I left just in the description of the video. I put Kobe's information in there. He works with LTD. That's a guide service here on the lake. And if you come out to the lake, um, uh, if you come out, yeah, we're roughing it. If you come out to the lake, this reservoir is so huge. You better have a guide. Otherwise, there's so many places to fish, and these guides they actually will. Um, Sink the trees to give areas for the crappie to come together. And like like Kobe, he said they have 150 of them sites all around the reservoir, and I think they said it's a 6,500 acre area. It's huge. This place is huge, and we like I said normally we would go up to Arkansas and we fish the Bull Shoals area, which is another dammed off area reservoir, and we fished that for years and years and years. And so we're kind of branching out a little bit. Last year we went to Alaska, and the year before that it was we did an offshore tuna fishing trip. So every year it's a different thing, but um, this year that's not a bird. That's Randy Smith. So this year we decided we're going to come to bull shows because we all have wanted to come here sometime or other, but it it just never materialized until till just now. So uh, back to the guide. His name is Kobe Cartinez, like I said, and man, he put us on those fish, and from we started fishing at 9 o'clock. At 10:30, that box was full. We didn't I think the limit is 20 or 25 per person, and we had 92 of them, but the box was full. That's how big these crappie were. It's just unbelievable. Hey, Kirk, volunteers for what? Fishing or being? uh, so we started at 9, 10:30. The box was full, and we were headed back to the boat launch to clean the fish. And so we came back this evening. What's that? That's 184 fillets. Oh my goodness! It quite a feat for a very short period of time. If you ever get to fish below the dam, be catching them. Well, we're actually hoping tomorrow. Well, we're going fishing again tomorrow. And we're going with Kobe's dad tomorrow, and so one of the things that we also do when we go on our little Arkansas adventures is we like to go on side excursions, and I got to do a shout out for the Sabine Parish Tourist Commission. We stopped in there because Randy is really big on maps and going places, and we went there for ideas to where we could go. And I put a link for their website, Toledo Bend Lake county.com. That's in the description of this video. And so the ladies there were extremely helpful. They must have told us 20 different places we could go. And so we're we got our afternoons planned. We do our morning fishing, and then we'll go do afternoon something in the afternoon. This afternoon we weren't able to do it. We had a little adventure, even come back. The lock on the door, it's one of those electronic locks, and the battery in the locks went out. So thank you, John. And Snappy Lord 69 from OZ. OZ, I don't know what OZ is. Sorry. Um, the batteries went out. We couldn't even get in. And so we had to, it was a little ordeal. But anyway, we got back in and everything is fine now. So we didn't get to go anywhere this afternoon. But tomorrow, thanks to the ladies at the Tourist Commission, they gave us our direction where to go. Let's see. I we do, like I said, I hope we go to the dam because we are big on touring dams. Australia. Well, oh, I don't know. James Ertz from Minnesota. Oh, OZ is Australia. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, so tomorrow it's be another fish morning, and then in the afternoon it'll be a tour. And as that sun is going down, I ought to turn around to let y'all instead of seeing this back, let's turn around and that way you can see that beautiful lake behind. And then I couldn't turn this around the other way before because as that sun was going down, that sun was just blurring in there, so I couldn't do that. So we got that a little bit better view for y'all. Let's see if I turn. There you go. That's a little bit nicer. That's right. Mr. Ed is he is vacationing right now. Mona's at home. Miss you, baby. And she's in there quilting. So she's doing her thing and I'm up here with the Arkansas Adventure guys, the post office guys, and we are doing our thing. Hey Timothy, Ridgeway from South Carolina. What part of South Carolina, Richard? So man, that look at that view. And as the sun's going down, it's just one of the best my favorite times to be outside on the water as the sun goes down and the sundown and sun up are always my favorite parts of the day. To catch a view like this, man, Harleyville, all right, Amanda, and I know Amanda, you're from South Carolina. Great to hear from you, Amanda. Hey, I was wondering, Amanda, how did you ever do your honey house? Have you ever got that thing going yet? Love to know. So that's where we'll be headed out somewhere on that water tomorrow. So I titled this video, "Are we going to?" Thank you, Russell. Uh, hey, John. Yeah, most guys do like fishing. I titled the video, "Are we going to have a honey harvest?" And regardless of where I go, I'm always looking at what's in bloom. And Marsha, hey, yeah. So before we left. Mona said, "Jeff, you need to go get your hair all straightened out." So, so I got all my hair cut, my beard trimmed up. Yeah. So in fact, Eric Laborde, whose name I mentioned a few minutes ago, his mom Debbie, she's been cutting my hair now for about 35 years now. So thanks, Debbie, for doing that, for getting me all straightened up. Susie, we have South Carolina represented tonight. I'm from Columbia. All right. So about what the title of the video, Eddie E from Southern Indiana, 2002, bam, from North Carolina. Yes, sir, a lot done. New extractor, uncapping bottle, etc. Current running 58 hives and going to split once I harvest. Man, hey Amanda, so I'm getting ready to. In fact, when we get back on, I get back Friday. On Saturday, we're going to do a comparison video on extractors, and it's going to be hobbyist extractors, four frame. And man, I've got three different types that I'll be comparing. It's a Vivo one, a Hilco extractor, and a Maxant extractor. So it's going to be a great comparison for those that are looking for extractors. And heck, I think as much honey as I'm going to be making this year, I think I'll be able to use a four frame extractor because I'll be lucky if we get anything. James, hello. The Wild Hog Bunch. And because like I'm trying to go back to this, what I was starting about the top here. And our primary, hey, John, what happens if you were out fishing and you see? I'm tempted to go get it. You know that. Uh, yeah, they're on me about all this bee stuff because they other than Julio, they really don't care about bees. But other than the honey, they do like the honey. I will say that. But this year, I don't know. In fact, in the early years of me extracting honey from the bees at the Abbey, Skip. So why is the honey flow slow this year? Other YouTubers seem to be saying similar. And for us here in Louisiana, and what I saw is true, even coming out to Western Louisiana, the tallow just got burned as it was blooming out. We had a freak freeze, and it burned it, and so our All right, you got a hill coat. Very good, Amanda. Look at that. And that's what our Brian, our one of it is an enduro extractor. It's the 6.3 extractor, I think. Um, hey, Mama T's. Yeah. So when when I when I left the Abbey on this week, Monday, Tuesday, with honey supers to um, all of our highs. I went to every one of our bee yards. It took me about 9 hours, but I went to all of them and put another honey super on each one that was had enough bees and they had enough honey in that second box to warrant them to get up into the third box, start drawing comb. But total, I put out 70 boxes. So 70 boxes is like it's the worst one ever. I think we did last year we had 95 boxes, and the year before we did 115. So 70, and out of those 70, I'm really thinking if we get 30 or 35 of them, 30 35 boxes of you know honey, I think I'll be very happy. So it's going to be a dismal year, but the thing that does make me happy is I really think that I'm not going to have to feed our bees this winter because that's the thing I was really stressing over the most. And I was talking with my world famous Mike Barry about that. Gary, how are you? You could come here to South Dakota, and it does everything fine with no bees. I saw a movie in South Dakota, and they had the fields and fields of that yellow clover. Beautiful, beautiful. I can't remember the movie. Well, Mama Tia, I still have hope that we're going to have a somewhat of a harvest. Just how much, I don't know that. Um, oh man, if you Gary, I'd love to have a photo of that. Man, if you could send that to me, I'll put my email address in the description of this video. I've got it. I shouldn't be that hard for you to find if you didn't know it. But uh, is that the movie? Is that the one? It was Dance with Wolves that showed that. I can't remember. And when I go live, my mind is just like going 5,000 miles an hour. So it's hard for me to really think straight. I'm in Tennessee. Oh, gee whiz. And he seems yeah, well, I can understand why Cayman is bringing in honey. He feeds his bees. He gets his bees growing good. Cayman's a real beekeeper, that's for sure. Well, Brian, I don't know where you're located, but for us, I mean, I was looking at the tower the whole way up here, and everywhere I looked, it was burned. Everywhere I looked, it was burned. Now, hey, from Pride. Wow, I'd love to have some of your cloverleaf honey, Gary. Uh, um, everywhere I looked, it was burnt. So it's not exclusive to our area of Southeast Louisiana. From where we are in almost the most eastern part of Louisiana, on on that side, we're only about 30 miles from Mississippi, and we drove almost completely across Louisiana. We're right on the Sabine River. I mean, Texas is you could throw a stone and hit Texas, and the same thing. The tallow looked the exact same. Now we were driving on the interstate, or the it's highway, so I really couldn't see if there were residual tassels coming um, on the new growth, but that is happening by us, which is for me it gives me a bit of encouraging that the uh, they will be afloat. Our blueberries got hammered as well. Uh, they they actually bloomed out and the bees were able to work them, but then the freeze came, and so but they weren't able to have blueberry farms in our area. They didn't even open up this year. Hey, North Mississippi, not much honey yet. Privet got stunted, ours did too, and didn't last long. We have white clover though. Yeah, see, we don't really have a lot of clover, unfortunately. Now, one thing the abbot at the abbey did, he did um, tell the maintenance people not to cut our grass, our clover, so at least there would be a few uh, things for the bees to chew on. But it's very it's a very precarious situation. But I'm still hopeful. And Mike Barry and I, that's world famous Mike Barry and I, we 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 talk about this 3 or 4 times a week. We talk about this, and he's saying, Jeff, you gotta have faith. You just gotta. It's gonna happen. A week, and that is true. We probably have death from our tallow will produce something. I don't know, but it's yet to be seen. Richard Way. I hope so. The bees must know the price of food in the stores, and we need the honey to buy groceries. Yeah, eh, eh, definitely need the honey. That's for sure. The bees need it, but we need it as well to keep things rolling, so to speak. All right, let me see if how many people are watching. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm trying to look. I can't see how many people have watched so far. I don't know. 117. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you. I mean, don't you have babies to take care of? You need to be going about your business. All right. Every 3 years it come back, and this wow, we man, I wish we did have that. I'd love to have that that food supply. Russell Gary. I pulled supers off and started splitting. Wow. 5. Hey, Jennifer. You got here a little bit late, but I'm glad you did. Hey, Jennifer, how about that view, huh? Look at that. Wow, huh? Yeah. Pete Peterson on 114. Get on with your losing views. Yeah, well, people have lives. I'm just having a fun evening and decide to look at that Tony Adrick, the creator of the Everything Be Back. And Tony's going to be at the Texas Bee Association summer clip more than the weather guessers up strong. I'll have faith that the flow will come. But I also stock sugars. Yeah. But what sugar's like 80, 85 cents a pound now? Gee whiz. Joe Denton, hey brother. No boats? Wow. No, we don't get a boat this when we go to Arkansas, we always have a boat. Ken, wife loves the honey we got from you. Oh, good. And we are getting more soon. Great. Hope your Lebenshaus does a good job for you. Yeah, we'll it's gonna get up. It will. I know it will. Karen, hello from the Netherlands. All right. Oh, don't worry, Karen. We every Friday, it's gonna be one posted. What a surprise to see you. I was watering the garden. Kurt Williams, any of your hives near mangroves? No, I sure wish they were. We have one of our yards is actually um, in in a swamp area, so that's always productive in there because there's not a lot of tallow in there. There's more stuff growing in there than um, just the tallow, which is the primary one. Curious Granny coming from Eastern North Carolina. So curious Granny, how many beehives do you have? Because I wouldn't figure somebody would just be watching me talk about stuff unless you knew who I was. Jose from down under. Big old let's see if there he goes. Look at that big old crane right there. Great to have you, Jose. Thank you. Pete, everybody's got things to do, and I'm just glad if people just come in and say hello and then go about their evening. Because golly, at night everybody has stuff to do, and I'm interrupting almost. So I appreciate everybody that's coming stopping by. James Carter here in Northeast Texas. The 21 Freeze got to killed all the towels around me. They put out from the stump, but are struggling. Man, I wouldn't think anything could kill a tallow tree. I was wrong. You're going to have to turn back around. You're lagging a bit. You know how signals are. Well, let me grab my phone. Hold on. I actually have to use my phone for a hotspot on this one because I'm doing that. So that's probably what the lag is. Life is good when you have calm water, warm evening, beautiful sunset, and big fish on the line. Yeah. And then you have those sweet dreams at night about catching the next big one, huh? Whether there is one person or a million, Jeff, oh, thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Uh, Look at that view. My goodness, who wouldn't want to see that? Golly. It's just like gorgeous. So last night it was the same thing. The wind just died down last night, and I came out here with the top water, and I was fishing top water, and I did catch one. It wasn't any big thing, but I did catch one. Where is the dirt rooster? He's probably doing a cutout right now. That guy never stops. He really doesn't. Him and Pete. It don't get any better than bee talk and fishing. Wow, we. Well, I know this. You know, I know that most of the people that watch the channel are beekeepers. Not all of them. Some of them just like to drop in. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks so much. So Heather, it's the last day of autumn in Melbourne. Autumn. The N is silent. Uh, like to see your smiling kindness. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you so much. Hey, Amanda, and I know if you ever get to go down to New Orleans, because I know you told me before that sometimes you make it down here. You better get in touch with me. You better. Okay. So I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about. If any questions, I'll answer some questions. I'm allergic to bees, so I live vicariously through you. Oh, thanks so much, Karen. We'll be here. I wish I was out behind you fishing. Man, look at that water. Look at that water. It's gorgeous. Curious Granny, you don't have any, but I love hearing you say praise the Lord when you catch that queen. Yeah. Well, it's always a grace for me to catch the queen, and I just can't help but give thanks. So you notice the cypress trees around here. So we have a lot of those in Louisiana, and especially along the waterways. They grow. It's a beautiful tree, and uh, they're not as a woodworker. The new growth cypress, it ain't no good, but the cypress is still a beautiful tree. Don't see many of your live streams. I tune in. Thanks, Ken. Thank you so much. Do you worry about Africanized bees? No, I don't. Eh, You know, we don't have them here yet. I assume one day they'll be here. So I just enjoy what we got, and that's good. Yeah, there are some big brim. Now I did catch one brim today, but it wasn't a bull one. He was small one like that. I think we caught one brim, one striper, one, but it was a hybrid. It wasn't a real striper. Uh, One they call them yellow perch, another type of striper, and a catfish. Everything else was crappy. Big slabs. I'm telling you, that meat is so white and firm. Irwin cooked up, like I said, a bunch of them. We have a big old platter, and I think tomorrow we're going to have fish tacos using our crappie because that meat is really firm, and I know it's going to make a great one. Let's see, Tony. Leave the Africanized bees to me. That's right. Tony loves his Africanized bees. Have you ever tried using MDO for high body or top? No, I haven't, but I mean, I know lots of people do, and it's great. It's great stuff. I would, but since I have all my hive already done, I don't need it anymore. But I do like the the commercial tops, just those lids, and that way they can put the feeder hole on it. I like that, but that's not what I've got, so that's all right. Michael Beasley from Amber, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Michael. Let's do it. Charlie, Ralph, and Mona. Wow, all right. Charlie's probably watching because he everybody knows Charlie fishes. So today when we got back to the launch, I sent and Charlie actually grew up probably about an hour and a half from here in Opelousas. That's where Charlie grew up. And he fished crappie his whole life. And I sent him that picture of all of them on the board. And he said, "Man, that is a catch." And it was. We did great today, and I'm looking forward so much tomorrow. Tasha, you look forward to me saying thank you, Jesus. I do too, because when I say it, it's because I'm gonna find that queen. So yeah, I look forward to it. Actually, when I'm doing the removal, every time I do a removal, in my mind, I'm saying my prayers, saying, Jesus, help me catch the queen. Because I don't know how it is that I find her so often, but it's like it's a miracle that I can do it because I certainly don't have any special skills to do that, but it happens, and so that's why I thank you, Jesus. How many hives does the Abbey have? So I don't know the exact number, but it's somewhere between 150 and 180. The exact number, I don't know because it changes. And I did know, like about 6 weeks ago, I knew we had 100 158, 160, something like that. So I don't really know how many we have right now. Warbird, hey, good evening. I'm glad you got to come by and stop by. And look at his nobody G. Man, oh man. And I know you guys watch a lot. Well, I know all of y'all watch a bunch of my videos. So thank y'all so much for doing it. We don't give the Lord for the abundance. So each of us every I agree. Yeah. It's always um for me, it's always in my mind. It really is. As for the wonderful folks that don't know crappie, is known as white perch and sakali. That's right. That's right. So I don't even have a chair here. That's why I'm kind of low down. Uh, because the view before was just of the dock. It's trash. Well, it's not trash, but it's not as pretty as that. And I want to give you all the look at that. Jesse Brown from Japan. Wow. Bama Natures, love your videos. Thank you. Nashia Daniel, I drove from Las Vegas to Los Angeles with your videos. Wow. I'm glad you didn't have any wrecks. Goodness sakes, that is a drive. Wow. We were supposed to be going. Well, I was supposed to be going to Vegas in August, but I got out of that deal. So we have Renee is going to be going instead of me. So for the wood show, every year we go to the wood shows from for the Abbey for the wood shop, and we go to either Atlanta or Vegas, and we investigate, do research on machines that we are considering buying, and so we go and look there. So Vegas is always was one of the spots, but I always preferred going to Atlanta because their convention center is just so huge, and the shows are always used. Thumbs up, huh, Pete? Man, oh man. Let me see. I hate to do this. I'm gonna have to turn the camera again. Let's see if I get you on this side. and get y'all a view of the shoreline over there. There you go. The sun's just about going down, so there's the shoreline opposite. Now I can sit down and my knees won't hurt so bad. How will the Abbey supplement their funds if no honey this year? Well, the thing is, Amanda, that I still have um, about 6 drums of honey, so I got about 300 gallons still left. So even if our honey um, doesn't come in this year, we've got backup, and then it's just farming. So hopefully next year it'll be better, and we'll get our little bank supply in there, and because that's what it's always for, is to, in case we don't have um, a honey season, that we'll always have honey, because that was always my aim, my goal, to keep honey in the Abbey gift shop all year round. If I ever come through Louisiana, I've got to stop. Oh, please do, Bam. Please do. John Hatch, do you wear a fishing hat? Oh yeah. No, there's no lures on it. It's because, believe it or not, when I was a youth, my hair was carrot top red, and um, and all of my family, we have very light complexion skin, so we're very susceptible to skin disease. So I wear clothing, long sleeve, everything. I protect all that stuff. Look at that redfish. Uh, Make plenty plants, lots of flowers, or plant clover. Yeah, I there isn't a real budget to plant things at the Abbey. We we really don't have that, and so that's why we have so much tallow that generally we don't need anything. But you know, this is obviously one of those times I show you we really should have something backed up for us. Do you make mead? No. They've the several of the monks over the years have kept asking me, Jeff, would you make some mead? No, I don't drink, so I don't really have any interest in making mead. But they've asked me, but I don't care about that. So it's not something I want to do. Do I treat my hives? No, I do not. We are a treatment free facility, have been since the beginning. Since all of our bees are feral bees, they've never been treated. Uh, I perpetuate that condition. I do not treat for bees, treat for mites, or beetles or anything. Now, sometimes I have some locations where our beetles are really bad, um, that I do put some traps in there, but for the most part, the only thing that I really do is I make splits. So if you get brood breaks, you get some kind of control. But yeah, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Ed. Make me smile. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you very much, Granny, for stopping by. James, your videos are awesome. Thank you. So where do you live, James? EPC. Look at that. Do you still have? Yeah, of course I still have my EPC hat. Of course. I'm but like I said, when I fish, I wear the all the protection for me, and I keep out of that sun. 58 hives, and I always treat my feet. Good girl, Amanda. Good girl. I've got no problem with people treating their bees. I mean, after all, everybody has the right to choose to do treatments or not, and we don't. I don't do that. Um, it's a personal choice. So you know, I always say, more power to expressing your desire to raise bees, keep bees the way that you want to. Jose Dante, mosquitoes, not here, boy. I'm telling you, I thought they'd be out here, but they're not. Yay! We had a little bit of rain. It really wasn't rain; it was sprinkles this afternoon, but no, it's really nice. This is great. And we're supposed to be same weather tomorrow. Ban everything. Hello from central. What part of central Louisiana? It actually, even at the Abbey, we're 2 weeks now without rain. Hey, Warbird, Can you touch on how the bees do their housekeeping? When one of the nice things about when you do a removal is seeing that aspect of bees, because when when I do removal and I bring back and I frame up that comb, the the bees will remove all of the larvae that died. And before I release my queen, usually it's like 3 days. I'll keep my queen locked up, and in that 3 day time, all those hobbies they clean all the comb because all that stuff drops down through my bottom boards, screen bottom boards, and I can tell, that these. This is when I see that this aspect, this hygienics of the bees. This is what I want to see. When I see that, I say, man, that's good. These are some good girls, and those, man, you just love to have those hygienic genetics in your yard because you want bees to have to be clean to clean, and I think that's goes a long way in being treatment free, that you can have the bees that take care of themselves, and this is one way that you can see pretty quickly how they do this. DM, love your collaboration with the rooster. Oh, good. Always great to see your videos together. Randy and I, we don't live that far apart, and we'll probably be doing several in this year because both of us have got a lot of. What's your name, Lisa? I know that you always listen to world famous Mike Berry. I know that, Lisa. Glenn Pearson. Hey, Glenn, where's Rip? Make sure you so Glenn is the son-in-law of Debbie Laborde, Jim Laborde, that my buddy fished. And so his wife Sarah is Jim and Debbie's daughter. And their children, Rip, Kate, and oh man, I'm sorry, it's not coming to me. They watch my videos all the time. So make sure you tell them I said hello, Glenn. You hear? And hello to you, Sarah. In Sulphur, Louisiana. That's the Sulphur by Baton Rouge, isn't it? Yeah, push that rain down here, Pete. Yes, it is, Gary. It's OSCELATA at gmail.com. And that ocelata, that word is that's the genus name, the species name for redfish. Because back when I was a younger guy, that's all I fished for was redfish, and I loved it so much. And when I wrote my email, got my email account, I said ocelot is my account. Now I'm doing freshwater fishing. I'm a lucky guy. How did you get started in beekeeping? Just like most people, it's just like bees fascinated me, and I said I think I want to try it. And and like most a lot of beekeepers, I drifted in and out of it, and finally, what happened when I started volunteering at the Abbey and I actually started to learn about something about bees other than just having them in my yard and getting honey from them. Something clicked, and it was a spiritual event for me, and it opened up a whole new world for me. And so now my view of beekeeping is just so great. It really is. In fact, when I go to Conroe to speak at the Texas Bee Association conference clinic on the 17th of June, that I actually am going to be talking about keeping the bees for the monks at the Abbey. Should be a pretty good